Hello there, and welcome to part three in a four-part series of Gaining from Pain. I hope you've already subscribed to my YouTube channel, Chido's Circle. If you haven't done that already, please go ahead and do so because there's a lot that I'm sharing on this channel that is really going to help you navigate through life. So today, I'll be talking on healing from pain. So today is the part three of the four-part series, and I'm talking about healing from pain. So how do you heal from pain? Maybe you are going through, or you have gone through some emotional, physical, verbal abuse that has left you with a lot of scars, and it's not allowing you to live the life that you desire and deserve. And today I'm going to talk to you about how you can heal from that pain so that you can move on to live with your life. The first step in healing from pain is to acknowledge the pain. Sometimes we live in self denial, especially if the pain was caused by someone very close to you. So acknowledge the pain. This is what has happened to me. You have the right to acknowledge that pain. When you acknowledge that pain, it is bringing all of its power at present. So that means that what is right here now can no longer hurt you tomorrow if you do the right thing. Acknowledge it. Don't suppress it. Don't pretend like it never happened. First step in healing from pain, whether it's psychological, emotional, to heal from pain, you must acknowledge it. This is what happened and this is how it made me feel. After you have acknowledged the pain, the next step is to allow the emotions to go through that emotions. If it was a pain that caused you, if it was betrayal that hurt your feelings, that made you feel rejected, whatever, acknowledge it. Feel that emotion, allow it to wash over you at that particular time, so that because you're bringing into the surface, you're bringing into the present everything that has been submerged in your consciousness, in your subconsciousness, because this thing is embedded there. You are not even aware of it until something happens and triggers it off. So this is the time that you allow that pain that has been in your subconscious mind to come to the present. So when you feel it, it could be anger, it could come out as anger, it could come out as frustration, it could come out as tears. However, that emotion is coming up, is showing up. Allow it, let it take its time and flow. But the only thing is that when it's happening, be conscious or be mindful of where you are and do not let it wash over you. Do not let it take control of you, because it is in a situation like this that some people may engage in violent activities. So allowing it to come and acknowledging it, oh, this is what happened. Allow it. If it's tears, cry, because those tears have been bottled up for so long that it can actually affect your health. If it's anger, allow that emotion to come out, because the thing you're doing is like you're releasing the toxin. It's like someone that got bitten by an insect, like a bee. What do? You apply something that will cause the venom that is on that inside to come out. So that is exactly what you're doing. When you are allowing the emotions to come to the surface, you are releasing the power that it has over you. But remember that there is everything has its own time, place, and time and place. So you don't want it to over rehearse, because here's what will happen. When you over rehearse it, it starts to play even when you're not aware of it. And that's why when that thing is playing in your subconscious mind, you realize that you're getting suddenly irritable, you're getting suddenly angry, is because you have allowed something to take control of you. So after you have felt that emotion, what do? Learn from it. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? Because here's the thing, everything that happens to you is not to break you, it is to build you. But the way we interpret things will affect the way we respond, because you can either act or you can react. And the way you act or the way you react is a direct response to how you're perceiving something. If you do not believe that somebody is angry with you, when they say something, you're not going to think they are responding in anger or maybe there's something wrong. But when you interpret things in a certain way, the way you will react towards that thing will be different than someone who has not had a negative interpretation over that thing. So learn from it. Ask yourself those critical questions. Ask yourself those objective questions. What can I learn out of this? Let me give you an example. Maybe you went out with some friends and then you decided that you were going to split the bills. And then at the end of the day, you ended up paying the bill by yourself. What is the lesson in it? The next time we're going to ask for separate bills. Maybe it's a it could be in any situation. I know that you can relate to something that has happened to you, but instead of focusing on the negative side of that thing, you can ask yourself, what lesson can I learn out of this? Because here's the thing, when you learn from something, it equips you to better handle a situation in the future. That's why they say that experience is the best teacher. If I have not experienced something, when something similar happens to me in the future, I may not know how to respond to it. But when I have had an experience and something happens to me again, I can say, wait a minute, this has happened to me before, and this was how I handled it. Now I have learned. I have gained experience and skill in handling that particular situation. So learn from it, because this is how you grow. We learn as we go and we grow as we learn. I'm going to say it again. We learn as we go through life and we grow as a result of the things that we have learned. So instead of allowing that pain to overwhelm you and cause you to live an alienated life, you can look at the gifts and the lessons that are in that particular experience. Take it with you and allow it and grow from it. Then also you have to practice self-care. What do I mean by practicing self-care? Love yourself. It's difficult. Sometimes it's easier for us to forgive people that have hurt us than it is for us to forgive ourselves when we have made a dumb decision. Because sometimes you beat up yourself. I can't believe I did this. That's when you go into what I call the blame, the shame, and the guilt game. That is a game you never want to play. So practice self-care. Love yourself. Sometimes, people go into toxic relationships because of a negative self-image. This is a time to pamper yourself. What has happened, especially if you were directly responsible for the cause of the pain. Maybe you put yourself in a path where it happened to you. No matter the cause, no matter the source of the pain, what has happened has happened. You can't take it back, but you can learn from it. You can grow from it to become a better person. Because when you become a better person, it is not only going to serve you, but it's also going to serve people around you, because you learn to become a teacher. There are so many, the things I'm sharing with you today, I had to learn. Some of them I learned through experience, some of them I was taught. Now I'm in a position to give back. So when you have gone through that thing, practice self-care. One of the ways to practice self-care is to indulge in some of those things that make you happy. What are some of those things that you enjoy doing? If it's gardening, bump up on it. Do more of those things, because the more you engage in positive things, the less time you have to think about the negative things. The less time, because these things become therapeutic. That's why you can hear people say that gardening is therapeutic for them. For some people, it's walking barefooted. All they need to do is go, right around the woods, take their shoes off and walk. It's like becoming one with nature. It has a healing effect over you. For some people, it's just looking at the sunset. For some, it's looking at the sunrise. For some, it's just looking at the trees, the sky, whatever it is. You know the things that make you happy. You know the things that make you come alive. This is the time to practice self-care. Never be in a hurry to do, when you are in that moment where you are feeling expanded, you are feeling there is that rhythm between you and life, between you and nature. that is the time to not be in a hurry. Take it all in, because what's going on is that healing is taking place that you are not even aware of. How would you know in the future when those things that hurt you, when that situation comes up again and you don't feel the effect that it has on you now is no longer what it used to be. So it is very, very important that you practice self-care. Some of us are so good at taking care of other people and then putting ourselves last. If you don't take care of yourself, you will not be in a good situation to take care of someone else. Have you ever wondered why, when you are on board a plane, when the flight attendants are going through the are going through everything about safety and stuff like that, they say when there is a loss of pressure, oxygen, what do? You first put on your own mask and then you take care of someone else. Because if you are not healthy, spirit, soul, and body, you will not be able to take care of someone else. It is very, very important that you practice self care. Do not rush it. Give yourself time to heal. Do those things that make you come alive. If it's if you can afford it, go take yourself out. Treat yourself to a nice restaurant. If you can afford it, you can. There's nothing wrong with going to the store